There's a protein hiding in your healthiest foods right now. It's in your morning tomatoes, your quinoa bowl, that handful of almonds you snack on because you're being good. And a best-selling doctor told 20 million people it's silently rotting your gut, wrecking your thyroid, and making you fat. Here's the part nobody tells you. He's about half right. And the other half, the part that got buried under a billion-dollar supplement panic, is way more interesting. Because these proteins, plants literally invented them as chemical weapons. And whether they poison you or protect you comes down to one thing most people get completely wrong. Let's talk about lectins. Picture this. You're a plant. You can't run, you can't punch, you've got no claws, no teeth, no venom glands, and everything wants to eat you. Insects, fungi, bacteria, deer, and yes, you. So evolution handed plants the only weapon they could build: chemistry. Plants loaded their leaves, roots, and especially their seeds with defensive proteins designed to make predators sick. Lectins are one of these weapons. Their whole job is to make parts of the plant harder to digest or straight up toxic when eaten raw. This is why, and stop and think about this, the vast majority of wild plants on Earth are not edible. They're not superfoods waiting to be discovered. They're armed. So how do we survive eating plants at all? We cheated for thousands of years. The vegetables and grains on your plate, carrots, wheat, beans, tomatoes, descend from wild ancestors that were tiny, tough, bitter, and frankly hostile. Ancient humans slowly selected the least armed, sweetest, meatiest versions and replanted their seeds. Generation after generation, we bred the weapons down. But, and here's the catch, we never bred them out. Modern crops still carry the old arsenal: lectins, tannins, and other toxins from their wild past. We just turn the volume down. How lectins actually attack. Now here's where Gundry's fans and his critics both oversimplify. Let me show you the actual mechanism because it's genuinely wild. Attack number 1, the gut breach. Certain lectins pry apart the tight junctions between your intestinal cells, the seams that hold your gut wall watertight. The result is what researchers call increased intestinal permeability, or leaky gut. Suddenly, undigested protein fragments and bacterial toxins slip from your intestines straight into your bloodstream, where your immune system panics and lights up inflammation. This isn't fringe theory. Wheat germ agglutinin, the lectin in wheat, has been shown in lab studies to increase permeability in intestinal cell layers. Real, peer-reviewed, replicated. Attack number 2, molecular mimicry. This is the scary clever one. Some lectins are shaped so similarly to your own body's proteins that your immune system can't tell them apart. It attacks the invader and accidentally attacks you. Wheat lectins, for example, structurally resemble certain thyroid proteins, and researchers have linked this mimicry to autoimmune thyroid conditions in susceptible people. Attack number 3, the squatters. Lectins can bind to receptors on your cells like uninvited guests who take the seat and refuse to leave, blocking the cell's normal function. Think this is all theoretical? Here's a documented fact you can verify tonight. Raw or undercooked red kidney beans contain a lectin called phytohemagglutinin. As few as 4 or 5 raw beans can trigger violent vomiting and diarrhea within hours. This is so well established, it's literally in the USDA's Bad Bug Book. And the deadliest known plant toxin on the planet, ricin, is a lectin. So no, this family of proteins is not a wellness myth. At full strength, it's a genuine weapon. Here's the terrifying twist. The slow cooker, the healthy appliance on your counter, can actually make this worse. At low temperatures, kidney beans don't hit the heat needed to destroy the lectin. Research found low-temp cooking can leave beans up to 5 times more toxic than raw. Healthy, nearly hospitalized people. But here's the truth the fearmongers left on the cutting room floor. Not all lectins are villains. Some are quietly working for you. Research shows certain lectins have anti-cancer effects. They can slow the growth of tumor cells and even trigger apoptosis, the programmed self-destruct sequence of abnormal cells. In small doses, lectins act like a sparring partner for your immune system, a controlled challenge that trains it to respond faster and smarter. It's the same principle as exercise. A little stress makes you stronger. And there's more. Because some lectins slow down how fast you absorb carbohydrates, they can help blunt blood sugar spikes, meaning they may actually assist with glycemic control and diabetes management. Oh, and the foods highest in lectins? Beans, lentils, whole grains, seeds, these are also some of the richest sources of prebiotic fiber, essential amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants on Earth. Cut them all out in a panic and you don't get healthier, you get deficient. Now zoom out. The world's longevity hotspots, the blue zones where people routinely hit 100, share one dietary staple: beans, loaded with lectins. If these proteins were the poison we're told, the longest living humans on Earth would be dropping first. They're outliving all of us. So how do you get the training benefit without the friendly fire damage? You do what humans have done for 10,000 years. You disarm your food. And this part is almost embarrassingly easy. Boiling and especially pressure cooking destroys the dangerous lectins in beans. This is why properly cooked kidney beans are a global staple and raw ones are a hospital visit. Soaking nuts and legumes leach lectins out. Sprouting seeds breaks them down. Fermenting, sourdough bread, pickled vegetables, uses acid to dismantle a chunk of the lectins for you. That's not a hipster trend. That's biochemistry your great-grandmother understood. And for tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant, the lectins concentrate in the skin and seeds. Remove them, and you strip out most of the problem. But timing is the trick nobody mentions. Soaking alone isn't enough. You must dump the soaking water, never cook in it. That cloudy liquid is where the lectins leached out. People soak beans, then simmer them in the exact same water they just disarmed them into. It's like emptying the trash back onto your plate. Here's a real-world example that reframes everything. A practicing cardiologist knew that lycopene in tomatoes protects the heart, so he ate them constantly, raw, skin and seeds included, but he kept getting bloated and uncomfortable. When he simply started removing the skin and seeds, his tolerance dramatically improved. He didn't quit tomatoes. He didn't buy a $90 lectin blocker supplement. He spent 90 extra seconds at the cutting board. That's the entire secret, not elimination, preparation. So let's name what actually happened here. In the last few years, an anti-lectin phobia exploded, largely off the back of Dr. Stephen Gundry, who suggested that removing lectins could cure nearly everything from obesity to autoimmune disease. The reality is more nuanced and more empowering. Lectins aren't the root of all disease. Their impact depends on the type of lectin, the dose, how the food is prepared, and critically, your own gut. If you're healthy, your body actually needs small challenges to adapt against. The problem only appears when the attack outweighs your defense, when your gut is already inflamed, or you're eating high lectin foods raw, in bulk, constantly. So here's your takeaway, and it fits on a sticky note. Don't fear lectins, disarm them. Cook your beans under pressure, soak your nuts, peel your tomatoes when you're eating a bowlful, ferment when you can. And unless you have a real diagnosed gut condition, stop letting a marketing panic scare you away from the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Because the surprising truth about lectins isn't that they're poison, it's that for 10,000 years, humans have been quietly winning the war against them, one boiling pot at a time. And now, so can you.